Third India-Africa Summit, the largest representation of Africa in any other country so far, formally began today with a meeting of senior officials. The four-day summit, with the main day on the 29th of this month, will see representation from all the 54 African countries in the first event of this scale being hosted by India.
The third India-Africa Forum Summit kicked off in New Delhi on Monday with a meeting of the senior officials of the host nation and 54 countries from the African continent. The senior officials meeting, which was closed to the media, began with a photo op at the Indira Gandhi Indoor Stadium venue. The four-day summit, starting 26th of October, will end on 29th of October. And in a major diplomatic coup, Delhi has managed to get all African countries on board for the summit.
India is rolling out the red carpet and is putting its best foot forward to engage with all of Africa. And I can confirm to all of you today that we will have representatives of all countries and the African Union present when we have this main summit day on 29th.
The first day saw senior officials meet, which will be followed by foreign ministers meet on 27th. Leaders will start touching down on Wednesday and have bilateral meetings with Prime Minister Narendra Modi the same day before going into the main summit on 29th of October. The main summit will comprise a plenary session followed by declarations. Issues like tackling piracy, joint action plan on terrorism, enhancing cooperation on WTO, and a major push for reforms at the United Nations Security Council are high on the agenda. And from a rose garden to Gandhi's Africa Connect, the government has put its everything to ensure that the third India-Africa Forum Summit is the most successful multilateral event ever held in India. The previous two India-Africa Summits were held in 2008 and 2011 in New Delhi and Addis Ababa, but with only representation from a select African countries. The third India-Africa Summit has finally begun. The first day of the meet saw the senior officials meet. The meet decides on the outcome document which will be presented and adopted at the Leaders Summit on 29th of October, that's Thursday. With camera person Aluwalia, Siddhant Sibal, DD News, New Delhi.
29th will be the D-Day for the India-Africa Summit, with leaders, that is heads of state or government, from all 54 countries participating. And New Delhi is leaving no stone unturned for the event. Let's take a sneak peek into what to expect when leaders meet.
The Indira Gandhi Stadium will host the Leaders Summit on 29th of October. The summit will see gathering of all the 54 countries of Africa. And to make sure all leaders can be seated under one roof, a horseshoe seating arrangement is made. The mammoth size of the arrangement is breathtaking and gigantic. This is the place where the big India-Africa Leaders Summit will take place. The Leaders Summit will see gathering of 54 African leaders and of course the African Union and Prime Minister Narendra Modi. It will be the biggest gathering of African leaders outside of Africa. Clearly the African moment for India. Each African leader will make a 5-minute speech. And the moment of reckoning will come when all the leaders of Africa will come together with Prime Minister Narendra Modi for a family photo. A historic frame that will see leaders representing 1/3 of the humanity together. Doordarshan, the national broadcaster, will be providing live feed for India-Africa Forum Summit. To welcome the leaders, there will be 2 entrances. A camel band will welcome the leaders. The walls of the summit venue have been decorated with things like kites and puppets. And how can Bollywood remain away? Coolie is the longest running Bollywood movie in Egypt. The leaders on their arrival will be escorted to the leaders' lounge. And then there is a Twitter wall. With every hashtag India-Africa Summit, hashtag IAFS, your tweet will come on this wall, creatively made as a Twitter tree. The Indira Gandhi Indoor Stadium, which will host the plenary session, is the largest indoor sports arena in India and the 3rd largest in Asia. Siddhant Sibal, DD News, New Delhi.